Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Monday, September 29th, and we are here trying to help you make better, sometimes less bad financial decisions. We understand that a lot of your financial life is wrapped up in many other decisions. And so if you're feeling a little bit like you don't know which direction, how you're being pulled, and you need just some ideas around how to get where you want to go, get in touch with us. Go to jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. And if you would like to join us on the air live, check the box. Mark does everything else. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It's so easy to do. Mark will make that easy for you. It's right there on the website. And you can also check out all the other free content that lives on the website, including our sister broadcast, which is called Money Watch, which we drop on the weekends, as well as our radio show. There's also videos and resources, a blog, everything you could ever want right there at jillonmoney.com. Today, we are talking to George, who joins us from California. Hello, George. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having me on.
Of course. What can we do for you?
Yeah, so I am relatively new in my job. I have been in medical training for a long time and feel very behind with financial planning. So get a lot of advice from different people, but not sure that it applies too well for me, and was hoping to get an adult in the room and get some help.
Well, we don't have adults, but Mark and I are definitely here to help you. So in your new job, how much do you earn?
About $300,000.
Okay. And so you've been training a long time. This is people in the medical field, man, this is so very consistent. You know, it's like I've spent all this time going to school, doing residency, doing this, doing that. And then all of a sudden you're making real money. So what else is going on in your life, George? First of all, how old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay. And are you partnered, married?
Single,
making $300,000. Let's see if he has any debt, Mark, and then we can set him up. Did you acquire debt getting all of that training?
Only for medical school. I got a scholarship, but all in probably $150,000 in student loans.
Okay. And is the clock started to tick on all of that? Yes.
Yes. So I'm paying $900 a month now, and that's going to go up to $1,700 a month. I'm doing PSLF in about 4 years in.
Okay.
With about $0 payments until just this past year.
Are you feeling comfortable on the public loan forgiveness plan at this point?
A little bit wary with the administration if they revoke not-for-profit status from hospitals, but I'm still intending to go on with it.
Okay. So are you renting right now, or do you own something?
I rent. It's pretty expensive here to buy.
And how much is the rent?
It is $3,300, and I'm hoping to decrease that substantially in April when my lease ends.
Oh, really? Moving somewhere else?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of need for the situation I have, and I'd rather downsize or have a little bit of a nicer place for cheaper. Okay,
that seems good. And so in the new job, do you have a retirement plan available to you?
Yeah, so this is good timing. It's a lot of why I called is at 2 years at the job, which I just hit actually. There is a profit sharing sort of thing that is still kind of confusing to me, but the broad strokes of it are 25% of your income pre-tax is taken out of your check until you hit a cap of, I believe, $75,000 a year.
Wow. And are you choosing 25%, or do they make that as that is what it's taken out?
That's what's taken out at a minimum. So 90 days in, they make you elect. I elected, yes, I'll do the plan. And then that apparently is what it works like.
Yeah, it's probably a 401k with a profit sharing plan wrapper on it. Okay. So that's good. So you're putting 25% of your $300,000 away pre-tax. Are you in the kind of medical profession where you will start earning more and more money? Or are you in the part that's sort of the unsexy part, like I'm a primary care doctor, that's all I'm going to make?
Unsexy adjacent. So
okay.
It'll probably go up to, I'd say, 315 to $350. It's variable.
Okay. Do you have any other, besides the medical school debt, do you have any other debt?
No.
Okay, great. How about money in the bank? Boring savings, just so you have it.
Yeah. So I kind of looked at the first 2 years before this retirement stuff kicked in to catch up. So I had nothing in high yield savings and kind of was paycheck to paycheck prior to this job. Right now I have 60,000 in a high yield savings.
Great.
I put 10,000 into a brokerage last year, and that's at like 12,000 now.
You're a genius investor also. Thank
Yeah.
God. Okay.
And then 52,000 in my Roth IRA that I contributed to in a residency, and then did a backdoor last year.
Okay, great.
And then 74,000 in my 401k, just because I started August 2023. I was able to put in December of 2023, and I just maxed it out.
So right now, this 25% minimum has not yet taken effect, or it's just taking effect now?
It takes effect on my Friday paycheck.
You said that your rent is probably going to be reduced to what, do you think?
I'm hoping to at least pay a couple hundred less. So I'm just open to it. I live in a place with like a yard that I don't need, and it's private. I'm more open to just like a apartment building or something like that.
Anyone need a roommate in California? And he also has medical training, so this is good. It would be a great. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so like $3,000 a month, and so when I look at the numbers, I think I think your cash flow will absorb this, but it's going to be, I think, a bit of a shock. So I think the first thing is that profit sharing, that 25% minimum. There's no way to reduce it anyway, is there?
No.
So we don't have a choice on that. There's like only so many variables you're controlling at this point. So the question you called in about was what particularly as you started this new job? How are you feeling? What can we actually answer for you?
Yeah, for me, I think it's, a lot of physicians I work with are bought houses early or dual income or have a lot of different things where they have one set of advice. And it's, for me, hard to know, am I doing enough or is this okay? Right. I don't know that I want to be a homeowner and kind of run toward that target, being single and sort of figuring out if I want to be here long term.
Yeah, I mean, I would be, first of all, when you're in the medical profession, I mean, you may not make as much as many other doctors did in previous generations, but you're in demand. You'll always make a living, right? And so you can go many places. I think you are prioritizing exactly what you should be prioritizing, meaning I think it was really smart for you to get that 60 grand in the high yield savings account and pop the money in the Roth, and to do what you've been doing is really very good. I think that the focus should be making sure that your cash flow is stable over the next, let's call it 6 years before we have the loan forgiveness that hopefully takes place, right? So it's 6 years, the clock is ticking. I would be very careful with that. And obviously, if there were some change in those rules and they, for some reason, exclude, I mean, it's really going to be tough if they exclude it for people who are already in. They might exclude it for new people coming in, but I'm not willing to take a bet that like something doesn't change dramatically. The good news is you've already set the money aside you've done what you can do right now. And I think that you're right. I would absolutely prioritize retirement over a home. And it's hard to imagine, you're in a high cost of living state, the state of California. I don't know where you could go to find a much better situation. I mean, $3,000 a month or $3,300 a month in rent is pretty good. So I guess the important thing from our perspective would be to keep putting that money away, see how it feels when that new $1,700 a month, starts up again for the debt, and see how it feels at that profit sharing. You're going to get a little bit of a gulp. If you run into a problem, just cash flow wise, don't be afraid to just sell out the brokerage account, use some of that money, pop it in the high yield savings. You made some money, great, but you don't need to have a brokerage account right now. I need you to absorb this hit of the higher expense, of the higher retirement plan. It's much more important that you absorb that. Is there any way that you could make more money? We were talking to someone recently who said, I can take an extra shift here and there. Is there any moonlighting you can do or not?
So the subspecialty I work in, there'd be some ability to moonlight in an adjacent part of that field, but it would be quite a quality of life hit for me because you'd be on call and I take no call right now.
Oh, poor you. Okay, no problem. Fine.
Just our call. That's all.
It's just, I mean, look, if you had to, that's all I would say.
Oh,
if
I see. Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? It's not I'm not saying you have to do it. I would say that could be a break the glass scenario if all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, and I think that that's important for you to feel like, yes, of course I can do that. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason I asked, truly. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what else can we do for you?
I think my question is if this cash flow thing ends up being fine because it's up to that max. And so I think by halfway through the year, my cash flow will improve in terms of the retirement. What should I do with that leftover?
All I can say is, God willing, you'll have leftover. And I'm not convinced of that. But let's say that there is, yes, leftover, and you're putting in all this money in the profit sharing. Then that's the time you're building up your brokerage. And look, for all I know, like you meet someone, you fall in love, and you're like, oh my God, my cash flow is amazing. And now, but who knows? But it's true that can happen. Okay. I get it. But I want you to feel like you really get a sense of like what you have available to you in terms of, opportunities to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room more than anything else, right? That's all we're looking for. We're looking for a little bit of a way to just be like, okay, yeah, I can do this. This is cool. I'm good.
Right.
And I think you will. I really do. I think I truly believe that you're in a situation where it is, this is almost like a temporary moment or like a transitional moment. And that I do think things will get better. But I also, of course, always say to people, listen, you always have to give yourself as many opportunities as possible. And your bailout is like, hey, you know what? I can absolutely afford this. And if I had to like moonlight, yeah, my life might suck for a year or two, but I could do it.
Right.
What else do we need to know about you?
Is this retirement plan like a really appealing type thing? Or basically, how married should I be to this job for that factor specifically?
I mean, look, in medical practices, this is often how they work. They'll give you a plan like that. But, there are a lot of different plans that are out there. So let's say another organization came after you and said, we want you. You're the best. There are institutions that have more robust plans. There are some that put money in for you rather than you doing all the saving. I wouldn't be married to this because, oh my God, this is the greatest plan in the world. It's like a very standard plan for a lot of practices. So, and I think that that's wonderful. It's just, I am also 100% crystal clear that like you will have many opportunities. Okay. There's no doubt in my mind. So don't feel like, sometimes we'll talk to people and we're like, oh my God, that's a pension plan. It's so amazing. It's not that. You don't have that. You have a good plan. It's good. It's fine, but don't go crazy. Like you'll have good plans. Okay. Do you agree with that, Mark?
Yeah, 100%. The retirement plan is not the reason to stay at a job.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Especially if you find a plan where they're like, listen, there are some for-profit practices. They're like, we'll pay off your medical school debt for you if you run into a problem. You might be like, I don't want to leave because I'm in public loan forgiveness. And they'll be like, okay, we'll pay that for you. Right. You never know. All right. That's it. We're done with you. Stay on the line because, of course, we'll be finding you an appropriate mate shortly. I'm only kidding, gang. I know some people are happy being by themselves, but, also it is. I was just talking to somebody, Mark, over the last weekend, and I was laughing because she's like, all these people who have like partners, I'm so jealous of them. I'm like, you really don't, but you like being alone. She's like, yeah, but I need to defray my expenses. That's the main. I'm like, unfortunately, you get the relationship with the defraying of expenses. You got to figure out which one's more important to you. So if you've got something going on in your financial life, new job, new retirement plan, maybe you're part of public loan forgiveness, maybe you're not, whatever it is, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the contact us button, write us a note if you want to join us on the air live. Check the box. Mark does everything else. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter and check out all the content that lives on the website. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And of course, do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.